File formats. We're going to talk about the common file formats for Excel 2010, beginning with the OpenXML format, which was introduced in '07. It's used again in 10. We're going to talk about the macro-enabled format, the Excel binary workbook format, the 97-2003 binary format, and finally, the PDF, the portable document format. So the common file formats, there are 5 that we're going to talk about, and the easiest way to show you where these reside or where you get the option to save your file as one of these formats is the Save As dialog box, and the easiest way to get to that is to press Alt-F-A, and we have the Save As dialog box. There are several defaults that are established initially. The file name, Book 1, that's our current file. It assumes you want to save this file that you're working within, and that is the file we are working within, Book 1. The Save As type field is filled in with Excel Workbook. This is actually the OpenXML, extensible markup language format that was introduced in 2007 and is used again in 2010. There are 3 main benefits to using this style. First off, the files are smaller in size for the same quantity of content than prior formats that were utilized in previous versions of Excel. Secondly, it's easier to recover damaged files because OpenXML can be uploaded into a variety of text editors. And thirdly, OpenXML is a file format that can be utilized by other programs more easily than the prior formats that were used in Excel. In fact, Microsoft has published how the OpenXML works and given it away to the developer community to further enhance this compatibility and the usefulness of utilizing this file format. To save your file in a different format than the Excel Workbook or the OpenXML format, left-click this drop-down menu and you get all the other file types that are available to you. The next one I'm going to talk about is the second one on the list, the Excel macro-enabled workbook. Now, you may come across a workbook that when you open it up, there's a bar across the top that asks you if you want to enable the workbook. If you get this message, it's because there are macros that are embedded within modules within the workbook. Now, what's a macro? A macro can be developed or derived in several different ways, but briefly, a macro is some stored code, computer language. It's Visual Basic for application, basic beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code. What does all that mean? It's code that can manipulate the functionality of Excel. The next format option is the Excel binary workbook format. Although 2003 and prior versions of Excel used a binary format, and this is a binary workbook, this is not compatible with prior versions of Excel. This is a formatting option that allows you to save your '07 or 10 workbook in. And the benefits to saving your workbook in this format is that file will load more quickly and save more quickly. So once you get to the point where you have a fairly large workbook, you might want to consider this as an optional format. The next option, Excel 97-2003 workbook, is, like I said, a binary format, but this is the format that's compatible with the 2003 Excel version. There are compatibility issues that can arise depending upon what functionality you've utilized in your workbook. If you have used functionality that came into existence after 2003, in other words, it's something that was new in 2010 and didn't exist before, if you utilize this style, you have some compatibility issues. There are some tools that will help you identify what those issues are, and that's in the next movie, the compatibility movie. The last formatting option I want to talk about is the PDF, and I'm going to arrow down to it. Portable document format, right there, can be used for basically 2 purposes. This enables you to send somebody a piece of your workbook when that person doesn't have Excel installed on their computer. This is a portable document format, and it is readable by Acrobat Adobe software, which is freely available and installed on most computers. The other reason you might want to use this is that many times when you do some analysis within a spreadsheet, the person that is your audience is concerned with the output. They're not necessarily concerned with the structure of the spreadsheet, the data that was utilized to do the analysis. They're concerned with the result of the analysis. And this provides a way to get somebody that information without sending them the whole bulk of the spreadsheet with the data included and functions and formulas and all of that stuff. So we talked about the main file formats, the OpenXML or Excel workbook for 07 and 2010, the macro-enabled workbook for the workbooks that have some embedded code within them, the Excel binary workbook, which is an option for 07 and 10 to streamline the opening and closing of your files, the 97-2003 workbook that is compatible with 2003, and the portable document format, which enables you to get somebody a piece of your spreadsheet that may either, one, not have Excel installed, or two, where you don't want to send them all the backup and all the data associated with the analysis.